Hey, Oshale here. It is Thursday, March 26th, and look what I got.
March Madness Part 6. Yes, the madness continues.
First up, I have A Crest by Marissa Meyer, and this is the third book in the Lunar Chronicles series. I went on Book Outlet one morning and just saw this one random copy just there. And I felt like I just stared at the screen and I was like, is this real life? So I quickly snatched it up. It's in pretty good condition too. Like, it's not horribly beat up or anything. I think it's pretty decent. But yeah, now I'm just missing Scarlet Book 2, and then I'll be ready for when winter comes out. And yeah. Next up, I have The Feast of Roses by Indu Sundarisan. I'm not sure how you pronounce that, but I was browsing and I saw this, and the synopsis really captured my attention. The love story of Emperor Jahangir and Meronisa began in the critically praised debut novel The 12th Wife, continues in this novel. So it looks like this is a sequel to The 12th Wife, which I don't own and I haven't read. Here, Meronisa comes into Jahangir's harem as his 20th and last wife. This time, Jahangir has married for love. He's married for love, and members of his court are worried Meronisa could exert control over their futures. Their concerns are well-founded. Meronisa soon becomes the most powerful woman in the Mughal Empire, in spite of a formidable rival in the imperial harem who has schemed and plotted against her from the start. She rules from behind the veil, securing her status by forming a junta of sorts with her father, brother, and stepson, and risking it all, even her daughter, to get what she wants. But she never loses the love of the man who bestows this power upon her. I mean, I don't know, this just really captured my attention, and it fulfills one of my reading goals, which is to read more diversely. And the author was born and raised in India. Now she lives in Bellevue, Washington. So I know this is a sequel, but we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I need to read the first one. I might eventually collect that one, but I'm pretty sure I can just dive into this one. It'll be fine. Love in a Broken Vessel by Misu Andrews, and I think that's how you pronounce it. This is basically a Christian fiction novel, and it is a fictional kind of telling or retelling of the story of Hosea, who is a prophet in the Bible, and he married a prostitute, and it's kind of a cool story. And another retelling of this story that I really love is Redeeming Love by Francine Rivers. That's the only retelling of... Sorry, my camera cut off. But as I was saying, Redeeming Love is the only retelling I've ever read of this story. So this is another one. I've never read this author, and I actually really like Christian fiction. I really love retelling of the Bible stories and kind of how different authors can fictionalize them and kind of put their own twist and spin on things and how things may have gone. I don't know, I really enjoy them. So yeah. God gives Hosea a difficult command: marry a prostitute in order to show God's people the nature and depth of his love for Israel. When Hosea goes to Israel to proclaim the Lord's message, the woman God directs him to marry turns out to be his childhood friend Gomer. He finds her broken and abused, unwilling to trust Hosea or his God. But when marrying Hosea becomes her only means of escape, Gomer does what she's good at. She survives. Can Hosea's love for God and God's love for Israel restore Gomer's broken spirit? Next up is another Christian fiction novel, and that is Gods and Kings by Lynn Austin. And this is a retelling of a specific book in the Bible, like the last one. And this one is the first book of Kings, if you're familiar with the Bible. He was born to rule the people of God, but Yahweh is only a vague, powerless memory in the minds of his people. Though born the second son of King Ahaz, Hezekiah is not protected from his father's perverted attempts to gain the favor of the idol Molech. Terrified and powerless at the foot of Molech's altar, Hezekiah encounters for the first time the one true God of his royal ancestry, Yahweh. But his journey to the Holy One is riddled by influence from an assortment of men. Zechariah, a grandfather of noble standing, who has fallen into drunkenness. Uriah, the high priest, whose lust for power forces him to gamble the faith he proclaims. And Shebana, the Egyptian intellectual who guides Hezekiah's instruction. For the two women who love Hezekiah, the meaning of love and its sacrificial essence will direct the course of their lives and help shape the young prince's future. It sounds convoluted, but that's pretty much the Book of Kings. Both of them. So this is going to be fun for me. And there's a theme with this haul. Another Christian fiction book, also by Miss Sue Andrews, is Love Amid the Ashes. And this one is a retelling of the story of Dinah and Job. So I love the book of Job. It is one of my absolute favorite books in the Bible. And if you've never read it, it is poetic. It reads like poetry, and it's so powerful and so beautiful. The language is absolutely lyrical and mesmerizing. And the story is gut-wrenching. It's basically about God's servant Job, who's like the only righteous man at the time, and the devil comes to God and kind of taunts him and says, oh, I bet your servant will turn against you. He only serves you because you give him all these great things and you bless him, and he's the richest guy around and you're always good to him. If you stop doing that, I bet he would curse you and he would turn his back on you. So God gives the devil permission to kind of F up Job's life, and Job's life goes into the shitter. Like, he just goes through hell. His children are killed, his wives die, he becomes completely broke and he goes bankrupt, he loses all of his wealth, and it's so intense. And I love that book. I relate to it on so many levels at so many different points in my life. So when I saw this, I was so happy and I grabbed it, because this is actually the story of Dinah, who, spoiler alert, at the end Job ends up, getting everything back. It's a process, but God redeems him and he remarries again, and he kind of has like a second chance with a new wife and a new family after everything goes wrong. And this is the story of the new wife, Dinah. When her beloved grandfather Isaac dies, Dinah must follow his final command, travel to Job's household to marry his son. After Job's world comes crashing down, Dinah finds herself drawn to this great man brought low. What will she risk to fight for his survival? Ooh. So it looks like she's supposed to marry Job's son, but then she and Job fall in love or something. I don't know. But yeah, I'm excited. Next up is one of my favorite books of all time, and that is Great Expectations by Charles Dickens in this super cute edition. The cover is kind of like this grainy material. Feels really good. It's very clean and classic. I don't know. This is one of my favorite books by one of my favorite authors. It's the Collins Classic Edition, and it is just so beautiful. I really like this. The copy I have is super old. I've had it for years and it's falling apart. This is really pretty. It has like this flap here, so it has a dust jacket even though it's paperback, and it has decorated edges, whatever you call those. I can never. And another back flap with a little portrait of Charles Dickens. So yeah, this edition is the business, and it's pretty much immaculate. Only has like one little scratch there, so holla. Did not just do that. I love this book. Building my tower. Next up, I have Love's Sacred Song, another Miss Sue Andrews book and another Bible retelling, Bible story retelling. And this one is the story of King Solomon. And King Solomon was known as the wisest guy and the richest guy and he was the son of David, King David. And yeah, this is just his story, and he falls in love. He also was known for having one of the biggest harems. Like, he had thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of wives and concubines. Like, it was kind of stupid. And I guess this story is about how, like, one shepherdess stands out and they fall in love, and it's kind of like their story. Girl, I don't know how you can compete with thousands of concubines and wives, but I'm excited to read about it. Yeah, here we go. But how can this simple shepherdess live as part of Solomon's harem? Can Solomon set aside his distractions to give himself completely to just one woman? Or will he let duty, deception, and the daily routine divide his heart? Okay. Next up, the ever popular The Rosie Project by Graham Simpson. My camera keeps cutting off. But I was saying The Rosie Project, super popular, by this person. I can't pronounce it, so I'm not gonna try. Graham Simpson? Simpson? The struggle. But yeah, I've heard a lot of things about this on BookTube, and this hardcover edition is really pretty. It's all red. I like it. Just a little ding right there. So it's pretty decent condition. I don't really know what this is about. I guess it's about this guy who goes about trying to pick a wife for himself very scientifically. Like, he has very specific things on this list that he wants. And I guess it doesn't work out. He meets somebody that's like nothing of those qualities that he's looking for. So yeah, we'll see. I think there's a film too, so I'll read this and then watch the film. And sorry for the noise in the background. Family life, you know, what can you do? I film when I can. My tower is building. And something very exciting, I finally completed my Grisha trilogy collection with Shadow and Bone. Once again, the same morning I ordered this, I saw this on Book Outlet, just one copy, and it was autographed. And I kind of waited for it was kind of funny. I waited for 2 minutes, right? And I did one of those things where it's like I'd already spent so much on books already this month. And I was like, you know what? If it's still there in 2 minutes, I'm gonna refresh my page. If it's still there in 2 minutes, then it's fate, and I'm supposed to have it because there's only one copy and it's autographed. When I tell you, those were the longest 2 minutes of all time. But I refreshed my page and it was still there, and I put it in my cart, and I even dawdled checking out, you know, putting in my credit card information and all that, and it was still there. So I was like, all right, it's meant to be. Oh my god, book lover problems. But yeah, now I have completely finished with the trilogy because I really want to read this super soon, like next month, hopefully. So now I have them all, so I can just marathon through them. All right. Don't question me on my logic. Please don't. Don't make no sense. And last but not least, I have the highly anticipated, drumroll please, Room by Emma Donoghue. I finally got my hands on a copy, and I can't wait. I've been dying to read this for so long, and it's blurbed by Michael Cunningham, who wrote The Hours, one of my favorite contemporary adult novels of all time. He says, potent, darkly beautiful, and revelatory, and oh my god, I'm so happy to finally have it in my hands. This one is, let's just read the dust jacket because it's worthy of a dust jacket read. To 5-year-old Jack, Room is the world. It's where he was born. It's where he and his ma eat and sleep and play and learn. There are endless wonders that let loose Jack's imagination. The snake under bed that he constructs out of eggshells, the imaginary world projected through the TV, the coziness of a wardrobe below Ma's clothes, where she tucks him in safely at night in case old Nick comes. Room is home to Jack, but to Ma it's the prison where she has been held since she was 19, for 7 years. Through her fierce love for her son, she has created a life for him in that 11 by 11 foot space. But Jack's curiosity is building alongside her own desperation, and she knows that room cannot contain either much longer. Dude. And it's told through the eyes of Jack, so yay. So that is my haul. Here's everything right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 even. And yeah, I love when I come home from work and I have these amazing packages waiting for me. So there it is. March Madness haul part 6. All right, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye. Oh, subscribe if you haven't already. Thumbs up this video if you like hauls. Anything look interesting to you? Perhaps? Bye.